Good evening, YouTube family. What's up? It's Engineer Pat 5290 coming to you with June's Q&A responses. I have got to say, another good month. Glad to see some users I haven't heard from in a while. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. Southeast Virginia RailFed chimes in with some questions. It's been a hot minute since I heard from him, man. Good to see you. Let's see. He has 10 questions. One of them I got a clarification. Um, Western Pacific or the Great Northern? I like both, but I always am a fan of the Great Northern. I love it because of the hustle muscle, the SD45. The big boy or the Challenger, definitely the 4014. Have you tried the restaurant in Franklin? And I specifically asked which restaurant. He said El Ranchero. I know where it is in downtown Franklin. I have yet to try it, but I hear it's pretty good. Thoughts on Via Rail? That's the Canadian version of Amtrak. Uh, got a friend of mine that lives up there in Canada. I have two friends that live up in Canada, three actually, and they ride Via Rail constantly. It's a pretty nice lineup there. Favorite pizza topping? Oh, buddy, pepperoni for the win. Favorite dog breed? I like a lot of dogs. I like the hush puppy dogs, the ones with the real big floppy ears. I also like a German Shepherd as well as Dachshund. And I've always liked the Black Lab. Favorite C&O steam locomotive? The Allegheny steam locomotive, the 1309. The ACL or the SCL? I have an answer for that. The SAL was for the win. The SAL was better half of the merger. Favorite short line out of all the ones I've seen? I like the MPBL because it is local. I also like the Aberdeen, Carolina, and Western, both of which have EMD power as well as the Buckingham Branch. Favorite abandoned railroad? I don't know where to go with this one, but my favorite abandoned section of track is the NS Franklin District. So, thank you, sir, for your questions. Please come back and ask more. CosMcDonough comes back in. Good to see you again. I asked for clarification on one of them, and here he comes with 7 questions. What country would you like to visit the most? Kind of up in the air with that one. I really don't know a good answer for that one. Have you ever found Roanoke? Oh, you betcha. It's pretty good. A lot of good trains up there. I would rather stay there and watch all the trains over there because Roanoke is a busy place. It's the hub of the old Norfolk and Western. Old country music or modern country music? I like some of both. For the old, I like Alan Jackson, George Strait, Patsy Cline for the ones that go way, way back. Even Tracy Lawrence, Martina McBride, just to name a few. How many trains have you think you've seen in your lifetime? I've actually had this question asked by a friend of mine. I said, well, it's just a lot of them. Excuse me. What are your top favorite EMD locomotives across all of their history? Well, one of them is the SD40-2, high hood or standard cab. GP38-2, high hood or the standard cab. After that, have to say the HCE for the newer EMD. Which BNSF paint scheme is your favorite? Heritage won for the win because it was the first one. Do you think we'll ever see a new model from either EMD or GE that's brand new? I don't know. I just don't know. You see the locomotives now with the EMD Tier 4 and the GE Tier 4. They've been working on those for a while now. So I like the GE one better. So he says, thanks for reading. Have a great summer. Same to you. Please continue to come back. Texas City Southern Railfan, a new user. Good to see you here. He asked a simple question. If you could restore any steam or diesel locomotive, what would it be? Oh boy, for steam locomotives, the Norfolk and Western A-Class 1218. For diesels, it's any older EMD or Alco that should be restored if it's in the woods. So thank you, sir, for your questions. Steven, KC Railfan comes in. Good to see you again, buddy, with another list of questions. Here we go. Thoughts on Intermountain Railways model trains? Intermountain is awesome. I only have one piece in my collection, but it's a nice piece. Tom and Jerry or SpongeBob? Oh, Tom and Jerry for the win, buddy. I love Tom and Jerry. MBTA or New Jersey Transit? I like both because of one simple reason. They have EMD power. Do you think 8099 should stay in crescent green painted in tuxedo black crescent green? K3LA or the K5LA? Excuse me, K5LA for the win. Which is worse, SDP40F or the P30CH? Both of them were not good. They were mechanical nightmares. The Dash 8W, the AC6000, I like them both. CP or CSX, not a fan of either one of them, but I would have to choose CSX because it's on my side. It's on the East Coast. Thoughts on the Graniteville train crash that happened in January of 2005? I don't know too much about it, but I'll tell you somebody that does know a lot is Thunderbolt 1000 Siren Productions, who did a complete documentary on this video. I have seen it and it's a good one. So definitely check out his channel as well as that video. Milwaukee or Hiawatha or the New York Central 20th Century Limited? I like the 20th Century a little bit better than the Milwaukee Hiawatha. Least favorite pizza topping? I really don't have a least favorite except anchovies. I don't like anchovies. Do you like cheesecakes and what kind of flavors? Oh, don't get me started with cheesecake. I love cheesecake. I love strawberry cheesecake, raspberry cheesecake, even regular cheesecake with just a little chocolate drizzle and a little hint of whipped cream. And I tell you one thing, boy, I love me some cheesecake. So, Jeep 30 or the Jeep 60, both of which were good models. GP30 looked good in the high hood and Southern paint. GP60 was good. I like it in Norfolk Southern paint and the Santa Fe. White or green EMP containers, I like both. SD30 or the SD3045, I like both. The SD38 is not too awfully talked about. And the SD45 was gas, so it was a 20-cylinder engine in it. I like the SD45 in the high hood and the stair cab. For stair cab, has to be Santa Fe. For the high hood cab, definitely the Southern paint. For the SD38, I like it in Conrail or Norfolk Southern paint. Which ADM logo looks best on the rolling stock, Molecule or Leaf scheme? I like the Molecule scheme. How would you like it if Bachmann made NS and Southern 38 high hoods? Oh yeah, and Athearn I believe has got some out too, which I am really jealous of. Thoughts on the New York Mercury steam locomotive? I have actually never heard of that. I have never heard of that. I will be doing some homework on this one, buddy. Thanks for the inspiration on this one. I will look this one up. Least favorite GE locomotive besides the Dash 8.5? The P30CH was not a good one. And that's about it. That's my other least favorite. The P30CH and the Dash 8.5 40CW. Pieces of junk. So, thank you, Stephen KC Railfan, for your questions. Thank you for supporting the channel. Please come back. Cornelius A. had asked me about the draft in Kentucky derailment this year back in February. I am actually not aware of this one. I'm actually not aware of it. I'm sorry I can't respond to that question, but if you could provide some more detail on it, that would be good. Blue Ridge Rails comes in, another user. Good. Thanks for coming in. What do you think about the Gevos? A better improved version of the Dash 9. The Gevo and the Dash 9 don't even compare. The Gevo is a better improved version of the Dash 9. GE has come a long way since the early days when they started really putting out the wide cab locomotives. They have continued to improve them. So the Gevo has come a long way of taking ideas from all of their models. It's really impressive. So thank you for your questions. Please come back and ask more. Andrew Lieb comes back in. Good to see you again. Which of these models of the SD70 series of diesel locomotives do you mostly prefer? Out of the four listed, the 70 Ace and the 70 Mac. Top 5 favorite retired steam locomotive excursions that previously ran excursion service. 611. I'm going to consider 4014 as active. The 4449. The Southern 630 that continues to run a little bit, and the 4501, the Southern 4501. Do you hope to see a doubleheader steam excurge on the Western Maryland Scenic Railroad with locomotives 734 and 1309? I really hope so. Hopefully 1309 should be done before too long. That's going to be a beautiful steam locomotive. So thank you, sir, for your questions. And we have a few more. Transcontinental Railroad Productions, great to see you back. Dunkin' Donuts for Krispy Kreme. I have one name for donuts. Krispy Kreme for the win. Viewliner or the Superliners. The Superliner cars for the win for Amtrak. So thank you, sir, for your questions. Steve Weenie Baby comes back. My own good buddy Steve. Good to see you again, buddy. Which of these lashes would you like to see on the Clinchfield Santa train? The three heritage units for CSX, 911, 1776, 3194, the steam or the Clinchfield units for the win. It has to be true Clinchfield because it was the Clinchfield Santa train. Would love to see 800 on there. How would you like to see UP units gathered? Maybe something like NS did. It actually wouldn't be bad. It would actually suit very comfortably on the West Coast. Are you glad NCTM grounds are open? You betcha. So thank you, Steve, for your questions. We have three more coming in. Trainman 1993 comes in. How long have you been liking trains? Since I was 3. I'm 24. I've been liking them for 21 years. Favorite scenic railroad? Western Maryland Scenic Railroad, as well as the Great Smoky Mountains Railroad. Do you like miniature scale trains? Oh, you betcha. I've got some videos of them on my YouTube channel. Check them out. King of Love Train and Take Username come in. Favorite Norfolk Southern locomotives, out of the ones listed, the ACU, the ACE, the 60E, and the Tier 4, and the C6M. Everything but the Dash 9. So, thank you, sir, for your questions. Take username, and Stone TNT comes in. Yes, one of my friends from up at Collier. Take username comes in with a lot of questions. So, right now, we will pick it up with Take username and Stone TNT for part 2. So let's go ahead and lean back as we prepare for part 2.